The suspect is held up in a home on Bexley Street here. That's where we're located at. We received information that the suspect was at this location. We're now in the stage where we have hostage negotiators that are speaking to the suspect and attempting to have him to come out of the residence. We do know that he was injured, so he's suffering some type of injury.
A standoff situation taking place in North Charleston this morning after a Berkeley County Sheriff's deputy was shot overnight.
It happened in unincorporated Goose Creek. We continue our breaking news. I'm Brad Franco alongside Octavia Mitchell. Let's get right out to Ashley Yost to set the scene for us. She is at the area of the standoff in North Charleston. The shooting happening about 15 minutes up the road. Ashley?
Good morning, Brad. Yes, this is right in between Rivers Avenue and Park Circle. So take a look behind me. We are talking a heavy police presence. The cars you see right in front of me are Charleston County, but we've also got Berkeley County, North Charleston Police Department. We've also got South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, or SLED, out here. So right here where we are these stretch of roads in between Park Circle and Rivers Avenue. This is a neighborhood right in here. These are homes, a church, a community center. So we've got the suspect in there, and as you just heard Spencer Pryor with North Charleston Police Department say, they are trying to get him peacefully to come out of that home. They have hostage negotiators on scene that are talking to him. Don't let that title confuse you. There are no hostages in this situation. That's just the title of this person who's working to get the suspect out of the home. He is the only one in there. There were 3 other people in the home when he got there, but those people have since exited. So take a look, though. Want to show you some video of the other scene. You might already be seeing that now, of the area in Goose Creek. So here it is right now. There were investigators there on scene looking at a gun. We do not know at this time if that was the deputy's gun or if it was the suspect's gun. They had the K9 unit out there this morning. So here's kind of what happened leading up to this. A deputy went up to a car. We're not sure the details leading up to that, but there was some sort of a scuffle between a suspect and the deputy, and then the deputy was shot. She was taken to Trinity Hospital. Want to send you to Spencer Pryor talking about the schools in the area right now, as it's about time for school to start.
Our hope is that we will have this resolved before the school buses start rolling in this area. But if not, we will coordinate with the school district and the schools, and we'll make sure that the students there ride to and from school will be safe.
So we did just see a school bus already pull up to the street and had to be turned around. So they're working right now to get that suspect out of the home before school starts. But if not, they said they'll let us know so that we can relay that information to you, so that you know as you're getting your kids up, getting ready for school, for right here in North Charleston, but also Charleston County as well, Berkeley County also. So back to you guys right now in the studio, Brad, Octavia.
Octavia and I have both been on the phone with school district officials, and they are, as you just mentioned, coordinating with police and trying to get as much information as possible.
I just talked to Erica Taylor, the communications director for Charleston County School District. She told me that their security personnel, they're heading to the scene there to assess the scene right there to see exactly what's going on, to see if they need to delay schools or have schools on lockdown this morning. So they're having someone head to the scene now to take a look at what's going on there, to kind of get an overview of what's going on there, to know exactly what they need to do next. So we're hoping to hear back from Erica with more information as to what's going to happen with schools this morning. So I can imagine parents are getting up and they're seeing all of this on TV this morning. They see all this police presence and they're wondering what's going on. So again, we have reached out to Charleston County School District. We're waiting to hear back to see exactly what they're going to do this morning, and also we're waiting on a call back from Berkeley County School District as well. Again, Charleston County School District is sending their security personnel there down to the scene to take a look and see exactly what's going on, to make a determination as whether or not what they're going to do as far as if they're going to have a delay this morning or if school's going to be on lockdown, but no information as to whether or not what's going to happen right now, because Erica was telling me, as far as she's understanding, it's closer to Berkeley County, so she's not sure exactly what schools are impacted in that area. So again, they're going to actually send somebody to the scene to take a look and see what's going on there.
Yeah, the school bus was moving through, and I know the immediate thought as a parent is for some who don't have the luxury of staying home and sending their children off, who will be having their children go to the bus stop on their own or even walk to school, because you can see it just off in the distance there. There's that looks like a school sign up that way. But nevertheless, setting the table, because a lot of people just woke up here at 6 o'clock and are wondering what the heck is going on. A Berkeley County Sheriff's deputy shot at about midnight in Goose Creek, unincorporated part of Goose Creek. So you see a large number of, that looks like Charleston County deputies headed back toward their vehicles. The standoff is going on to their left, our right, screen right on the TV screen here. But about midnight, this deputy, according to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office and the Berkeley County government, they went out with a vehicle, which means that's cop speak for either they saw that vehicle, thought it was suspicious and wanted to check it out, or they were told that they should go check that out. They went out. There was some sort of an attempt to make an arrest, and that is when the scuffle ensued and there was a gunshot.
And Brad, right now I understand we have Chief Deputy Michael Cochran with Berkeley County on the phone right now. Deputy Cochran, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Can you first of all tell us how the deputy is doing?
The deputy is coming out of surgery, and my understanding is that serious but stable, which is a good sign.
Yeah, that is a great sign. And Deputy Cochran, can you just fill in for us the blanks? Because we hear the deputy went out with a vehicle. Why did the deputy approach the vehicle in the first place?
The deputy's on patrol on Red Bank Road. We have a lot of issues in that general area. And the deputy works in the zone all the time. The deputy pulled on the back of a grocery store and saw a vehicle back there, occupied twice. And generally, if you're behind a business at midnight, it's not a normal thing. So the deputy got out with the vehicle, and shortly thereafter, it's about 13 minutes. The deputy called out they had an arrest, and then right after that, the call came over that there was a fight in progress or that she was struggling. And then right after that, the air went dead, and they weren't able to make contact with her. And so that's kind of, and then a citizen was able to assist the deputy, and then the rest of us came out to the scene.
We hear that
I don't have a lot of details though.
So we hear that the suspect is injured. Was she able to shoot the suspect before he got away?
We don't have the certainty on that. With respect to the officer involved situation, my understanding is that there were rounds discharged, but we don't know who shot who. We don't know for certain that. But
wait, I want to interrupt you for a second. There were rounds discharged from the deputy's gun.
That's my understanding, yeah. But whether or not that deputy's gun hit that suspect or not, I'm not certain. That's being reviewed. We have, as standard practice with all deputy-involved shooting, SLED will handle that part of it. So there are two different SLED teams out here right now, and they're handling that aspect of it.
Deputy Cochran, so that gun that was recovered from the scene this morning, that was the deputy's gun?
Ma'am, I've been at the hospital since about 1:30 this morning, so I don't have the details on that.
Are you prepared to release the identity of the deputy?
Not right now, but I hope so before sunbreak. Actually, it was in the middle of media release when I got the call. So.
All right, Chief Deputy Michael Cochran, please send our thoughts and prayers to the deputy and the deputy's family and a speedy recovery. I know you guys have been through one hellacious 10 months between what happened to Lieutenant Rogers and now this deputy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a reminder. It's every day out there is a challenge, trying to keep people safe. And I appreciate the thoughts and the prayers.
And Deputy Cochran, before you go, was the deputy alone? She was by herself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we don't have two-car. Well, if not someone's training, they would be out there solo.
Okay.
But that's all the details I have right at this moment. I'm working on something, and I should be able to get you something, within the next 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy Cochran. Again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the injured deputy this morning. We certainly thank you for your time this morning.
And there's still a lot to piece together, and that of course, will come here as the investigations are underway. Again, since his understanding is that rounds were discharged, so the deputy's gun was fired. So there are two separate investigations going on with State Law Enforcement Division. about who fired the deputy's gun and how many times and who was shot with which gun.
You
Those
said
are
there are
a
two
lot of
different
questions.
SLED teams are investigating this morning. Lots of information coming in. We'll continue to, of course, follow this developing breaking news story throughout the morning. As soon as we get more information, we'll bring that to you live. Stay with us. We're coming right back. You're watching News 2 Today.